I'm really excited for today's conversation with Ryan Riley, the CEO of Stemregen, which you will learn all about during our interview today. Stemregen and Ryan lead with a deep commitment to advancing health and vitality through science-backed stem cell support. Under his leadership, Stemregen continues to pioneer innovative approaches that empower the body's innate repair system. And you'll hear about these, you'll hear about outcomes, and I will include an affiliate code in the show notes. I will try for it to be Mccall. We realized after the conversation I didn't have one of these set up for you all, and I know that you're going to ask. So I'll be sure and put that in the show notes, and stay tuned for more exciting things and ways that we as Modern Thyroid Clinic are partnering with Stemregen to collect data on how it can influence autoimmunity and even the regrowth of thyroid tissue. So let's dig in. So I'm so excited to have this conversation with you today, Ryan. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your knowledge, your expertise, what's going on with Stemregen, and just how you all are influencing and improving the world. So thanks for being here.
Well, it is an honor, Mccall. It really, really is. This is a journey that I joined a couple of years ago, and I'm so excited to just be a part of it and to have the opportunity to share something that I truly believe is bigger than me. And when you're involved in an initiative, a company, whatever, where you believe that you're just a small part to play, things are really amazing things happen. So I appreciate the opportunity to share, to talk about what we're doing, and let's just get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. So I had the pleasure of meeting you and Stemregen, probably 4 or 6 weeks ago. I know that my audience is going to hear so much about you all because I'm just going to keep sharing what you all have going on, and I'm just excited about it. Tell us a little bit, intro the idea of what Stemregen is, what you all are working on, and just give us a foundation to kind of build off of.
Absolutely. It all starts with Christian Drapeau, who is our founder. He's our chief science officer. He was introduced 25 years of studying stem cells on the effect of the body. He was introduced to the concept of stem cells years ago. This is the end of the century. So this is right in the late 1990s. Yeah. He was doing a study on a product called AFA at Klamath Lake. He was brought in as a neuroscientist to be able to lead the study. And what he saw was that when people got on this product, a number of different outcomes, positive outcomes were happening, and it's such a broad range. And he's never seen an individual product have such an effect on a number of different health concerns, challenges that people had. And he talks about how if you see one, it's you kind of just 5, 10, but when you're seeing hundreds of people coming back and sharing their story, you have to stop as a scientist. You have to stop and think. And that's really what he did. He started digging into what was truly happening. In 2001, he read an article, and this was one of the first articles that he has found that talked about the effects of stem cell in the body. And it showed an article that said they were able to see how a stem cell became a heart cell. And he thought, well, that's interesting. And then he dug a little deeper, and he found that another one article showed stem cells being a brain cell and one being a liver cell. And he's like, wait a second, if a stem cell can become the heart, a brain, and liver cell, then this is the foundation to the body's repair system.
Yeah.
We have heard many, many times how the body repairs, naturally repairs. I remember as a kid, I broke my arm skateboarding, and they put a cast on it and said, come back in 46 weeks. And they took the cast off, my arm was healed. But nobody ever told me how it happened.
Yeah.
We've taken for granted that our body heals until it doesn't anymore. Right. And that's the challenge. And so Christian said this ignited a fire in him because he truly believed that he was putting an end to disease. Yeah. So he started looking out there. He's like, well, wait a second. If one product does this, if one ingredient does this, there has to be more. So he started researching and talking, and he would ask people in China in the Tibetan plains, in Madagascar. He would ask people, if you were stuck on a deserted island and you had one ingredient, one plant that you could take with you, what would it be? Because what he was looking for was plants that had an effect on a broad range of health concerns, a lot like what he saw in AFA. And he was able to identify over the course of 25 years, 3 very powerful stem cell activators in our body. Now, I want to be very clear. These are not, you're not ingesting stem cells. This isn't something that comes in. These are plant-based ingredients that have an effect of activating your body's own stem cells from the bone marrow. The whole idea behind this is, and we all know this, I'm 52 years old. I do not heal like I used to when I was 18. Like when I was younger, I don't recover faster. I work out, I'm sore longer. You have an injury and it takes longer for it to heal. Right. And the reason why, and this is common knowledge in literature, that by the time we hit age 30, we have used 90 to 95% of the bone marrow that produces stem cells in our body. So we have less stem cells in circulation. Yeah. And that's the whole premise to old age. If your body can't repair naturally like it used to, we're going to have challenges. So what Christian has identified are these 3 plants that actually have an activation of increasing the number of stem cells in circulation in your body. For example, if you take 2 capsules of Stemregen release, you have the ability to have a minimum, this is a very conservative number, at least 10 million new stem cells in circulation within the next 2 to 3 hours.
That's so cool that it's short acting. Just think of the power of that. Right. Like the short acting nature blew my mind. So say that again, like you take these 2 little capsules.
2 capsules within 2 to 3 hours. And this has been proven. This is our claim. Like we did Christian over the years, he did a double-blind placebo clinical trial, 2 capsules. They took the ingredient, they tested they counted how many stem cells they had. 2 hours later, they counted again, and there was a significant increase. And so 2 hours after with 2 capsules is the minimum of 10 million stem cells in circulation. So let's put that into context. An individual like myself, I'm 52 years old. I probably have anywhere from 5 to 7 million stem cells circulating on a regular basis without any support. So by taking 2 capsules, I've just doubled the number of stem cells in my body. Right. So you think about that. You do that 2 times a day for 30 days. That's 600 million stem cells you've put in circulation in your body. And the beauty of this, they're not external. It's an endogenous stem cell mobilization. So these are your own stem cells that are going to work with your DNA, with your healing, with everything it needs to be able to repair your body.
And that's kind of what I want to share with people too, is like in conversations I've had with Christian, in conversations I've had with Dr. Nathan Newman, who's also a stem cell person, doctor, physician, scientist. It's all about, we want to be able to heal and repair our body faster than it's being broken down. And as we age, we lose that ability as we lose stem cells. So we start to go in a state of disrepair faster and more than we can repair. And that is the opportunity that Stemregen is kind of creating is, hey, what if we could repair and keep up with that demand or get much closer to it? And it's a fascinating concept. It really is.
Well, and you think about it, your body knows the priorities that it needs to take to repair. Your body is an incredible machine that understands the necessary organs and things in order to continue to repair. So if you have less stem cells in circulation and let's say you hurt your knee, your shoulder, or you work out and your muscles are a little bit more fatigued, it's not going to use up any excess stem cells it's going to go where the priority is. It's going to focus on the areas that you need. So the whole idea is to add more stem cells to keep more so your body has the ability to have an excess so that they can be able to support you in every way, shape, or form. And the beauty of that is these stem cells, they multiply in the bone marrow, they get drawn out into the circulation, and they just do their job. We're not doing There are some amazing stories and user stories and friends that I've experienced that have had life-changing situations. A friend of mine, for example, he suffered a severe traumatic brain injury for 10 years, to the extent where it was so bad that he had to wear earplugs and noise-canceling headphones to go and watch his son play basketball, and he could only stay in the gym for 15 minutes. It was like information overload. He couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
He would have to go into a dark room, decompress, and then come back and watch another 15 minutes.
Jeez.
He got on our product, and in less than 6 weeks, he watched an entire day worth of basketball tournaments that his son played.
That's incredible.
He's never done that before. And so your body has the ability to repair. We just need to support it so that it'll be able to do so.
Yeah. I would love for you to, I've talked with Christian about so many of these stories. For my own listeners, most of you already know, Rosie, my daughter, is special needs and medically complex and has epilepsy and has a regressive condition from a genetic mutation. And we're starting her on these. And I know there's no like claims here. There hasn't been any formal studies done, but I have spoken with Christian about even kids with like autism that certainly I'm a big believer in stem cells for autism. I actually studied that before I had an autistic daughter myself and have read countless positive stories from parents. But I know there's even been cases where autistic children speak and really get a large, significant amount of improvement. But I'd love for you to share a few other just anecdotal stories with us.
Well, I'll even do better than that. We actually have we have two studies going on right now.
Yeah, tell me.
They're preliminary studies. And preliminary studies, just so everybody understands, these are studies that we have an hypothesis that the stem cells have an effect of healing the body. So what we've done is we've taken a look at what are some of the most difficult areas where medicine says this doesn't heal anymore. So the heart and the brain.
Yeah.
Like in traditional in medicine, in all the literature, they teach in school the heart doesn't heal. Mm-hmm. Same thing with the brain. So what we've done is we did an initial study. So this is a small group, 10 to 20 people. In the first group they had chronic congestive heart failure, 2 years stable chronic congestive heart failure. They were on our product. They took 2 capsules 3 times a day for 6 months. And after 6 months, they had normal heart function. So injection fractures, everything was normalized. To the extent where they were, and you have to remember, these were people that the medical industry said there's nothing more that we can do with you.
Right. Which is Rosie too.
Right?
Yeah.
And again, I want to be really clear. Our product doesn't cure heart disease. Our product supports the body's natural ability to release stem cells. We let the stem cells do the work. Yeah. All we're doing is releasing stem cells. So, and here's the complete other side of this. And I don't think, and I've looked. I don't think I've ever seen a product that has had such a profound effect in one area as well as another area. My father passed away from Parkinson's 3 years ago. So I've watched my dad with Parkinson's decline. Yeah. And you don't really pass away from Parkinson's. You pass away from the effect that Parkinson's has on your body because your body is fighting this activity that's going on and it can't help repair everything else. That's the priority, like we talked. So again, 10 patients, I think we're up to about 15 now, and a number of different stages of Parkinson's coming in at this. But in 6 months, 2 capsules, 3 times a day, like the same protocol. We didn't change anything. It's the same exact protocol. We've seen a 60% reduction in their Parkinson's index and a 63% increase in quality of life and stability in the participant.
Wow.
So here you have a single product, the same protocol, having a major effect on 2 areas of the body that we've been told you can't heal from it.
It speaks to the innate ability for our body to heal if it's given the right situation, right?
That's exactly, I mean, we just came off from a conference, and all they talk about is creating an environment for your body to do what it can do.
Yeah.
And creating an environment for your body to heal, creating an environment for your body to recover. And that's the beauty of this. And the interesting thing is for those of you that are active, that are engaged, and that are healthy, the beauty of this is I work out 3 to 4 times a week. My boys, this is my own personal story. I've got boys that are 26 to 19. And a couple years ago, they started saying, Dad, we're going to do Spartans. And I was like, you guys are nuts. And they're like, let's go do Spartans. So we're like, okay, so we've done some Spartans. And now they're like, we're going to do a trifecta. So those of you who don't know what a trifecta is,
I'm scared.
It's 3 races in a single weekend. You do a 21K, 30 obstacles. You do a 10K on Sunday morning with 25 obstacles. You turn around at 1 o'clock, you do a 5K with 20 obstacles. It's the trifecta. It literally destroys you.
They didn't enroll you in this, did they, Ryan?
They totally did. I actually did it. I've done it. Wow. I did the trifecta. We have the medals. But here's the beauty of this. Going into this, I stacked Stemregen. So I took 4 capsules twice a day going into it. And during the race, in the morning, I took 4 capsules. During the race, like after the race, I took 4 capsules. Before I went to bed, I took 4 capsules. Saturday, after doing the 21K, I woke up Sunday morning ready to go. My body was fine. I was stiff, but that's just, you work out the stiffness and you're good. I wasn't sore. Mm-hmm. Monday morning, again, same thing. I was a little sore, but I was stiff. By Tuesday, I was 100%.
Wow.
Fine. So your body wants to be able to do the things that you want it to do, and it can if you support it in its ability to heal and repair. And that's the beauty. If you're active, this is an opportunity for you to recover faster.
Right.
If you have challenges, a shoulder injury or something, this is an opportunity for you to be able to support it. Now, I'm not saying that if you're going to go in for knee surgery, don't do knee surgery.
Right.
But the beauty of this is you can actually go in ahead of time, a month before taking our product, then do the surgery, and then a couple months after, you will heal faster.
Right.
And that's what we're talking about.
I love it. And then question, have y'all looked at I'm Texan, right? So I say y'all, have y'all looked at any studies or had any studies or even just data points where you see inflammatory markers reduced? Because obviously stem cells are incredibly powerful at that.
Yeah. In fact, one of our products is a product called Signal. So the protocol is made up of 3 different products: Release, which releases stem cells in your body; Signal, which reduces noise in your body so cell-to-cell signaling can occur. And the noise is actually inflammation. So if your body has systemic inflammation, you want to be able to reduce that noise so that the stem cells know exactly where they're needed. And then Mobilize, which supports the capillaries and microcapillaries, the circulatory system, so that your stem cells can get to where they're needed. So those are the 3 products. So inflammation is a huge part of that repair process. And both Release and Signal have a really good effect on reducing that noise so that your stem cells can get to where they're needed.
So cool. I want to add a couple more things, and then I want to pivot the conversation slightly. One is, we are in talks with Stemregen at Modern Thyroid Clinic to do a couple studies. One is to see for people post-thyroidectomy if we could potentially regrow some functional thyroid tissue. So I'm excited about that. And then the second one that I really also want to look into, because it's very easily measurable in a short period of time, is seeing if Stemregen can influence antibodies over a 90-day period, a 6-month period for specifically Hashimoto's. So if you are my patient and you're listening to this and you want to participate, reach out to our admin team. We are going to be organizing this over the next probably 60 to 90 days and are very excited about it, because there's very few things you can do at all to regrow thyroid tissue that's been surgically removed. And we are always looking for progressive and new ways to influence antibodies in a positive way.
No, I love it. These are going to be exciting studies. And again, the beauty of this is, like, here we've talked heart, we've talked mind, we've talked recover from muscle fatigue. Yep. We've talked thyroid. And what other product does that?
Right. Totally. And then just longevity, right? Like, I'm taking it just for my own health and longevity, and so excited to have access to a product like this. The one other thing I will say too, before we move on, is just for those of you out there, like, I have Rosie on it. It doesn't taste bad. I literally open up a capsule, put it in yogurt, and I tried it because I didn't think she would eat it. And I'm like, this is amazing. Like, she can totally do this. So that's a positive as well. And one thing, I kind of wanted to shift the conversation, because Stemregen has a unique perspective on health and wellness. And you all do a very good job at looking at it from a global standpoint, not just physical, but so many other aspects go into our health. And I know that you all have developed a specific targeted challenge to facilitate all these other aspects. I would love for you to kind of open up the dialogue for that and tell me a little bit about why you created the More You 60-day challenge.
Well, thank you. This one's really, really close to my heart. I've been in the consumer health industry now for almost a decade. And every time, and there's such amazing people that are looking for solutions, that are looking for ways to heal, that are looking for challenges that they're faced with in their life because they've been to doctors. I've talked to people that have been to 20 different medical professionals, and they don't have answers. And then they come across a product that can just be amazing for them, and they start their healing journey. In doing this and in talking to consumers that are doing their own research, that are figuring out their own challenges and that they're faced with, there was a common thread throughout all of these stories. And a lot of times we miss this, and people don't quite think through this. I believe that we are spiritual beings having a physical existence, and our body knows and understands that. When there is a traumatic event that happens in your life, let's say your body is living with a challenge that you're not aware of, which happens a lot, and it's reached a state of homeostasis in this situation that it's in. I mean, you could be dealing with gut issues, you could be dealing with Hashimoto's, you could be dealing with anything that you're not even aware of because your body's taking care of you. It has that ability and in a beautiful way. But then when there's an event that comes, maybe it's a death in the family, maybe it's the loss of a job, maybe it's a divorce, whatever it is. When there is a traumatic emotional event that occurs in your life, your body shifts gears because your spiritual side is more important than your physical side. And your body starts to take care of you that way. And then all of a sudden, everything that it was covering up comes to the surface. And so a lot of times we focus on that physical because that's what we feel. That's what we know. I remember, just a side note, my wife, we had our fifth child, Hattie. So I told you I had 4 boys. My youngest boy's 19, Hattie's 10. So there's a huge,
yeah.
And she rocked our world. We absolutely love her today.
I bet. A lot of tears in the beginning.
Well, and not only that, but my wife was in a situation, she had an ablation surgery and she had an IUD in, and at age 40, she got pregnant.
That's terrifying.
Right? So, and not only that, because she was a high risk at age 40, she had her first C-section. And the research that I did shows that if your first C-section is in your later years, postpartum sits in like crazy.
Right. And even getting pregnant with an ablation is like life or death in a lot of cases. It's so dangerous.
I did the math on it. It was a 0.018% chance for that to happen. Like, it was crazy. So, but the challenge is you don't even know when my wife was going through postpartum, and literally almost lasted 2 years, you don't even know that you're going through it. You're so focused on your physical that you have no idea the impact that your mental state has. And nobody's going to tell you you're cuckoo. You know what I mean? There's no way that I was going to say, hey, honey, I think something's really wrong with you right now. I was like, even though I was thinking it, there was no way that I was going to say it. Your family rallies around you to support you, but they don't know how to support you.
Yeah.
So this is the whole premise on why we created the More You Challenge. We believe that healing has to happen both spiritually, emotionally, and physically. So we created an incredible group. There's 3 coaches. So this is a 60-day challenge. You get a 15-minute video. There's journaling prompts, there's activities, there's challenges, there's habit forming structure to this so that you can be able to really create the best you possible. That's why it's called the More You Challenge, because the world can use more of who you are. And we truly believe that. So the coaches are Christian Drapeau, who is our chief science officer.
Mhm.
He's the mind, he's the intellect. He'll teach you how your body heals both spiritually and emotionally and physically. He'll bring the science to the table. Rod Hairstrom, who is a incredible motivational speaker. He wrote the book on change and challenge and habit. He has the models that he has used over the last decades to really create and install new habits in people's lives. And the challenge of creating habit is when you get people that come to you that are just desperate to change, they'll do a lot. But when you get people who are like you have to work on those habits. You have to work
Yeah.
on your spiritual side. You have to work on the emotional aspect of your life so your physical aspect can be able to heal properly.
Yeah.
And then there's Stephanie, Christian's wife. Stephanie they're an amazing couple.
They are.
She's an award-winning screenwriter. She's actress and she's the storyteller. So she's the one that will help you recraft and rewrite and set you up with a story that is who you are and really make you think about those points that are important so that they can challenge you to be the best person possible you can be. And that's the beauty of this program. It's a 60-day challenge that goes really deep into who you are and who you can become.
I love it. Amazing. And then tell us a little bit about what it entails. Like, is it journaling, meditation? Fill us in, Ryan.
Yes, it's literally all of that. So there's 3 sections to every day. There's the introduction, there's the video that talks about today's focus. There's the daily focus that really goes deep into what the video is. So there's articles that are written, there's journaling prompts, there's activities of mindset, and there's challenges. You're going to commit. It's going to ask you, this is what we want you to do today. Will you do this? And you have to say, I will do it. You'll check the box that says I'll do it. And then there's the habit side of it. It's like, what good habit are you going to focus on today? Are you going to get out and walk? Are you going to do some cardio? Are you going to look at supplementation? Are you sleep? Are you rest? Where are the habits in your life that you are going to try today to do better on? And then again, there's journaling. And so it really is a commitment on the interaction. It really is a commitment to be able to create an environment, like we talked about, create an environment where your body can heal. This is a commitment that creates an environment where you can heal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. And there's so much science to back it up, right? Like, for example, when someone goes through a traumatic experience, their chance of having a major health diagnosis within the next 24 months goes up like 50%, roughly somewhere around there. So our stress, our trauma, our psychological health directly impacts our physiological health. And then another alarming stat is children who go through trauma as a child. So some sort of traumatic event have an 85% chance of developing an autoimmune disease later on in life. So, I mean, it's very much our body stores that, and being able to heal it with something like triggering the production of an increase in stem cells in our natural physiology, but also managing the psychological component is so incredibly valuable so that, again, like collectively, you can heal as a whole person, as more of you. Yeah.
Sorry, but
No, yeah.
This is how important we think this program is.
Yeah.
Currently, the price of it is $189. That's like nothing for the type of program you're going to get. The price will move to probably around a $500 mark as we scale this. So if you want, get in early. But when you finish the program with 100% completion, whatever you spend on the program, you'll get back as a gift certificate that you can use to buy product from Stemregen.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
So it's literally a free, if you work the system, and we want to reward you for doing so. So for example, our monthly protocol costs right around $400 and $480 in that range. When you sign up and you spend that money, you will then get, at the end of the 60 days, you'll get a gift certificate or a gift card to be able to spend that amount of money in our store. This is something we want the world to have, but we found that you have to have a little skin in the game in order to have change occur. And so, yes, you do have to pay for it, but you'll
Mhm.
get that money back and all the experiences 100-fold.
Right. People always value what they are willing to put their investment into. So I completely agree. And what a creative idea to reward them, like prime it with psychological, emotional help, reward them with the physiological help of stem cells. So win, 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 right?
That was the idea.
Tell us where everyone can find information about the More You Challenge, about Stemregen in general, anything exciting that you guys have coming up outside of working with Modern Thyroid Clinic and trying to get some studies going on and get some data. But other than that, tell us what's new and exciting.
So our website is stemregen.co, not com.co. And on the homepage, you'll be able to have all the information. There's a link to join the challenge right there.
Cool.
And it's an opportunity for you to really get more information, not only about our product, but about the coaches. There's a video with me talking about the program in more detail. So please go take a look at it. As far as like what's exciting happening for us, it's working with you from Modern Thyroid is exactly what we're focused on as a company. We truly feel that the rising tide lifts all boats.
Mm-hmm.
That we're all together in this health harbor, doing everything we can to support the individuals in their health journeys. So one of the things that we're focused on is working with like-minded companies and individuals like yourself to show how our product can work in a environment that is relevant to them. Yeah. For example, we're starting a sleep project study. So we have a small sleep study that it comes with a bed, an actual new mattress, product for the study, and getting the outcomes so that we can show that health is attainable as you look and stack different modalities. On a regular basis, I do red light therapy. I do my infrared sauna. I do cold plunging. I work out. And I stack all of these to be able to have what I feel is the optimal health available for me. Yeah. And we want to help educate people that all of these products and all these modalities work together for good. I don't think that there's a competitor in the marketplace for us because I think we're all working towards the same goal of helping people achieve their longevity, their health, their lifestyle, what they want. And we are here 100% to support that.
I love that so much. And I feel it with all the interactions with everyone I've met and spoken with at your company. And at this point, I've spent quite a bit of time with them. So I appreciate the work that you all are doing, the investment that you're making in so many lives in completely different aspects. Again, that's extremely unique that you guys can touch so many people in all these different ways and that you're constantly looking to expand and figure out new ways to help. So thank you. I appreciate you taking the time and sharing all about Stemregen and the More You Challenge. And I'm excited to hear feedback from my people on what they think and just share your products. So thanks for your time, Ryan. Thanks for your work.
Thank you, Mccall. And it has been a joy. And we look forward to working with you in the future.